I want to help people. Like I want to be a hub for all those creatives who have a story to tell, who doesn't have the knowledge on what the business side is, but I want to be able to put people in position to have partnerships and to actually own their property, own their masterpieces, own their creativity. I'm just now being open and getting to the point of networking. I grew up having this Kobe mentality of not being that much of a team player because it was mine. I didn't like the idea that people could have say so of taking something that's mine and doing whatever they wanted with it. So I would say I've probably hindered a lot of opportunities, not willing to network because I thought I was going to be losing a piece of whatever I built. Being older now, I realized that you need a team for almost everything, especially if you have a vision.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream.
The harder you grind,
The bigger you dream.
Hey,
The harder you grind,
the bigger you dream.
Whoa, whoa.
The harder you grind,
The bigger you dream.
The harder
you grind, the bigger you dream.
Let's get it, let's go. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. Y'all now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, world? My name is Rudolph Donald Spears III from Hyattsville, Maryland. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Hyattsville, Maryland. What part of Hyattsville? Because you know Hyattsville is different now.
This is true. Mount Rainier.
Mount Rainier, okay.
Mount Rainier.
Not too far from PG Plaza.
Yep, like 10 minutes down the hill.
Okay. So your childhood, like your upbringing, where you were born, where you were raised?
Born in D.C., raised in Maryland, Hyattsville to be exact. Yeah.
Okay. So like, how was, the childhood like though? Like, was it more so like, you went to school out there too, like all the hobbies and
Everything
stuff like
out there. I went to Thomas Stone Elementary, went to Hyattsville Middle, and then went to Northwestern High School.
Okay. And like, did you have any hobbies, things that you
Football.
find yourself
Football.
into?
We was the generation that went outside all the time. So nothing but football and sports.
Nothing but football and sports.
Riding bikes too.
Riding bikes as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess with football, like, what position did you play?
Defensive tackle and right guard.
So right guard and defensive tackle. Okay, that's different. That's definitely different. So would you consider like football something that was like something that you were really passionate about or a hobby
Yes.
or?
Football. No one could convince me that I wouldn't be an NFL player till this day. Then got to my senior year, some academic things happened, and then I went a couple of college tours and realized everybody else was taller than me. So I took the hint and got up out of there.
So you got up out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. While you was in school though, did you have like a favorite subject, something that you liked doing? Yes,
math was my favorite subject, but also world history.
Okay. Complete opposite for me. I could not really stand. Well, I ain't gonna say I couldn't stand math. I couldn't stand geometry. I feel like with formulas and all that stuff, like pi squared and all that stuff, I'm like, it confused me. It was a blur. But knowing how to count money, I feel like that's essential. All those things I feel like are essential. But geometry wasn't my thing because I was stuck on my angle of life. But it taught me a lot, and it taught me more about perspective and using formulas and stuff like that. But I love to read and I love to write.
There we go.
So that was really my niche. I played basketball a little bit, but it was a safe haven. I never thought about going to the league, but as far as like hooping with the friends and stuff like that, that's something that I felt like, all right, cool. Like,
why you didn't have basketball dreams?
You said why I ain't had basketball dreams? Only because I was just doing it to socialize for real. I wasn't really thinking like, hey man, I ain't going to go to the league, but hey, I could get a bucket. I could chill. I could get a bucket. I could play, be fundamental, get you a rebound, assist, or something like that. But yeah, it was just basically going outside and having fun.
Gotcha.
That's how I looked at it for real, as a safe haven. So as you segue from like the childhood, right, and like the hobbies and stuff. Now we get into like adulthood. What was that moment where you felt like I'm not a kid anymore? Like I'm an adult and like, yeah, I'm an adult.
That's a great question. I can think of thousands of instances. I grew up youngest of two, so I had to grow up pretty fast. So I felt like an adult probably since 13 years old. I would say what did it was probably, I'll take it a little further. I go fresh out of high school when I felt like I was an adult and I had to take care of my grandmother. She had just became ill, moved in with us, and my mother was working, I think, 2 jobs at the time, and my older brother was just my older brother. So a lot of responsibility came on me to help out my grandmother and also make money. So,
Got
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's a lot. Because, you taking on so many things, and it's like, yo, I still got a life to live too. But at the same time, I got to juggle, I got to balance. May not even know what balance is at this particular
Yeah, no.
point. But yeah, it's still making that happen. And I feel like, we become adults when we have to pay bills. Like once the bills hit, it's like, okay, the phone bill.
Yeah.
I'm going to the grocery store. How much money do I got to spend? Oh, with the car, how much money I got to put in the tank to make sure I'm good here? Or I like to shop. Do I really need this? Do I really want that?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
all right, I'm trying to live. How much is the rent? How much is this? I mean, so it's so many things that we ask ourselves as we, like transition and pivot throughout childhood and adulthood. So when did you find purpose or like, I guess your passion? Like when did you own in on your passion and find out like, all right, you know what? I feel like God is really calling me to do this and this is what I'm going to do. And yeah.
I felt that started young for me. Growing up, as I said, I went to Thomas Stone Elementary, so I was in course in theater growing up, and I want to say I'm about probably, and this is funny, 6, 7, maybe 9, when I was very comfortable on stage and stuff, being singing or acting, and it was a rush I got from people just wanting to listen to me. So I knew my purpose had to do with some type of public speaking or performance. Just wasn't really sure yet at that age. But the older I got, the more I wanted to just create and have people to listen to the stories that I told or anything, honestly.
Got you. And I guess from that, you built a lot of like practice and reps that gain the confidence. So like going into that, right? I think performing arts and theater, like it's something that a lot of people find themselves gravitating towards. But like, how has that been like for you, or like what would your, I guess, definition to an outsider be like? Like the people that don't really know about the field,
Right.
like how would you describe that to them, and the such?
I think my route was very unconventional. I didn't take the route many people in the theater arts would take. Like I remember auditioning to go into, I think it was Duke Ellington. Didn't get it. I remember being a kid. I can't remember the name of the company, but it's like a little hub for all creative people, actors, singers. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember auditioning for that to be a part of the show. That's So Raven. Interview went well, audition went well, and it was waiting for the call back. And I waited all day, went to school, told my friends, hey, we on. Text my mother all day, hey, did they call back? She kept telling me no. Went until I got home, waited for her to get home. And I stopped her right at the door, was like, hey, did they call back? And she told me, yeah, they didn't pick you. That didn't sit well with me and my spirit. I'm like, hold on, we killed this. This is something that I know I'm supposed to do. Come to find out, they did actually pick me. We just couldn't afford to do it. So as a kid, that crushed me because it's like, hold on, this supposed to be my dream. How come we don't have the means to get it done? And so from there, that sparked into me wanting to do things my way, build my own brand, build my own platform so that I can get my talents out there.
For sure. So the name of your platform and the name of your brand for the people that don't know, like what is that?
Black Maverick Entertainment.
Black Maverick Entertainment. Okay.
Black Maverick Entertainment.
And the goal with Black Maverick Entertainment is to like,
It's to be actually a creative hub for everyone, but also teach the importance of intellectual property. I believe everyone should be able to own their own content and not be so fast to sell it off just for recognition. I want to help people. Like I want to be a hub for all those creatives who have a story to tell, who doesn't have the knowledge on what the business side is, but I want to be able to put people in position to have partnerships and to actually own their property, own their masterpieces, own their creativity, and not be so fast to just sell it all for a buck, because these are God-given ideas that he gave us, and we don't have to sell everything he gives us.
Nah, amen to that. Nah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. And as you have built the brand and built the business, how has networking been for you in the space? Because I'd be like, you build a business, it's like, okay, this is my idea, and I God, I know that this is what we doing, and hold up now, I don't know what we doing, but I
Definitely.
trust you to have the faith to really figure it out. So how has networking been for you?
I am just now being open and getting to the point of networking. I grew up having this Kobe mentality of not being that much of a team player because it was mine. I didn't like the idea that people could have say so of taking something that's mine and doing whatever they wanted with it. So I would say I probably hindered a lot of opportunities, not willing to network because I thought I was going to be losing a piece of whatever I built. Being older now, I realized that you need a team for almost everything, especially if you have a vision. And there's many things that you can learn and many resources you can gain just by collaboration. So now I'm all for the networking. I've been able to see that in networking, as you said earlier, many different doors open up that you wouldn't even thought about.
Right.
For example, I would love to do stand-up comedy one day, but it wasn't until I gave my business over to the Lord and said, "Hey, we'll play nicely. We'll be open to working with other people," that I was able to get different information from other people, different resources, to be in different rooms. So networking has definitely put me in different rooms just by pure conversation alone.
Nah, that's the biggest thing. Once you network, you all right, cool, I'm gonna do this. Now it's like, all right, I'm in the room. What do I do next? Know what I mean? So I believe that networking is a skill, and then how you build those relationships and collaboration. If I have something valuable, you have something valuable, we valuable together.
Right.
It ain't no way that we
For
not
sure.
going to be, because you got something, I got something. And I think that once we exercise that effectively, then it's like now we can move on different things, right? So even with entertainment, I think entertainment is something that a lot of people gravitate towards. Hey, rather it be informal, for fun, whatever it may be, it's something that can gravitate and draw the eyes of many people. But now, how do we look at the entertainment and be able to also provide the information more to let people know, yo, we want you to be more informed per se on this side, not literally caught up on the glitz and glams, and you mislead everything else. Because even with your your IPs and all that, the intellectual property is so vital. We're seeing it at an all-time high, even with artists. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm an independent artist. I'm doing this. Now all of a sudden it's like, yo, I get a manager. I'm about to get signed. Here's a contract. Assets, liabilities, advances, all of these different things. Some people may not know, and all of a sudden they make these decisions and not have that team, like you said. So I definitely think that that's important. So how is it with, the brand? When we think about community, what does community mean to you, and how vital is it for the brand?
Community to me means refuge. It means a safe space. Not only does it mean resources, but it means, to me, like I said, refuge, somewhere where you can be yourself, but also you can gain so much just by the relationship, not necessarily wanting to receive things. It's an unspoken bond the community brings to you, whether it be for peace or clarity, direction, or even spirituality at the same time.
That's good. And I echo all those things as well, because I feel like, community is what you really make it. You want your community to be healthy. You said spirituality. That's very, very important. because I feel like the closer you get to God, everything else will work itself out, as we all know, as long as you believe. And then also, like, I guess, in what we do, like, we can't really get caught up in performance so much that we forget why we started, in that reason. So I guess to the, the business part, how has that been essential with building community as well?
Definitely an ongoing process because, as I said, I'm just now opening my mind to collaboration. If it was up to me, I would have been further than I thought I was. I really did think I had all the plans, man, but the Lord definitely has a way of humbling you and showing you that no man is an island, for real. As far as community, how's it helped with the brand? Definitely collaboration, in regards to everything from content to even points of view in the business. It's been so much one can learn in one specific part of the business, and then you forget there's a whole nother aspect of business that you have no clue in. For example, I have a financial advisor. I thought I was good with money, and then the way I carried myself personally with my finances, that transferred over to the business. And it wasn't until someone who was actually in finances as a business consultant was like, yeah, you're doing this all wrong. You should not have the same mindset personally as you do in your business. So the collaboration there for our community has definitely been helping.
For sure. Nah, I think sometimes we're in student mode. We got to constantly learn. If we're not the expert, let's go find it. Let's go find that information and let's be like, all right, you know what? Hey, I don't know all of this. I'm bringing this to you because this is your expertise. This is your field. Vice versa. Like, even if it's like, yo, okay, I know I do this, you do this. We all can add value together, right? And as we continue to add value together, we become valuable. But if I don't got that piece and I need that piece, I'm gonna try my best to go ahead and find what I need.
Right.
So if it's finance, cool. If it's mental health, like whatever field expertise, I feel like it's essential to have a hub or a go-to person for that, because if we have to do all of that and carry all the weight on us by ourselves, we're gonna get drained.
Yeah,
it's like nobody told you to pick up those 1,000 pounds, or
for sure.
Nobody sat there and told you to pick up all those people, or you doing all this by yourself. You ain't supposed to do it all by yourself. Know what I mean? And things like that. So as you are like navigating, right, like long-term goals for the brand, like where do you see it, and like do you feel like, are you going to be able to like connect and help like the next generation with this as well, or?
Yes. So I look at my brand as like the X-Men Academy, honestly. I really don't push my brand for myself. It's really for everyone else who's a creative. I would say my motivation for starting this was I didn't want a kid to feel like I did, as far as not heard or not celebrated when it came to their creativity. Also, I never wanted a kid to feel what it felt like being told you were good enough, but you didn't have the resources to get to the next part. So I wanted to use my company to be a resource for any type of creativity, being in the community or just in schools or something, anything. Like I don't want my people not to have a resource. Like I want to be able for someone to go, you know what, let's go check them out because they do something or they know someone that can get me right there. I believe everyone needs a shot to be great.
No, for sure. I think everybody does need an opportunity to be great. And, some people weren't given opportunities, or some people may just like miss the information and not know. And because they miss the information and not know, how do you seize that, right? If an opportunity is not presented to them, then I'm going to just keep moving, keep waiting. But if I create something for them, then it's like, okay, now they got something to look forward to.
Right.
And I know so many kids now, that, look at, content creation, they look at acting, they look at all of these things, and they're like, they're so eager because they're watching it, on the YouTube, watching the streamer, watching the Astro Speed or the Cassinet or, Ryan's World, all those people. And they're like, okay, cool. but I can also live my life too. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's definitely dope that you're, willing to create the opportunities for the next generation because they need it. They need more safe spaces. They need more places to one be themselves, and people need that too. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The way that you're able to do that. So what are some, I guess, some things that you see with the next generation? What are some hurdles you feel like they're experiencing and adversity, as a youth? What do you think now with the generations as, we full blown adults now,
Yeah.
but as we see these kids coming up, what are some of the things that you see that make you be like, whoa?
Instant gratification. Instant gratification, I think, is killing the youth because they're so used to everything being like this. We scroll all day, so if we get tired of something, we have the ability to change it so fast. The way certain content is set up, it looks like somebody just did it for a month and they're already on top. So I think one thing that is messing up the youth is definitely instant gratification because it doesn't help them have patience in life. And life is a long game. Life is a very long game, man.
No, for sure. I think instant gratification is one. And I think even with that, it's like a microwave generation. Like, I don't know. I love food. So I look at it like it's a microwave generation. Like, it takes time. And we all know it took time to make soul food. It took time to make the fried chicken, the greens, the mac and cheese and all that. But if I sit there and I'm like, hey, I want this ASAP, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Like, I'm not going to be able to cherish and enjoy it if everything is just rapid all in my face. And
Don't mean to cut you off, but even with that, with soul food, back in the day, you get those good conversations in the kitchen.
You do.
You don't get that. You don't get that now if you microwave generation.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you don't get to watch and see somebody's recipe in the kitchen.
That's heavy. I like that. Yeah, because that's what it takes. Sometimes it's like, and that's being prepped so that way you can have a conversation. But it's like, how many people are doing that? Not that many people are doing that.
Right.
So now everything is on the go. Oh yeah, we busy, Chick-fil-A, whatever it may be. And there's no knock to that, but it's just like taking the time to really sit down, decompress, really figure out how we could connect the dots as opposed to just being speed racer or keeping up with the Joneses or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely see that. And I also think that a lot of the kids are eager to learn, but they're looking for somebody to like connect to.
Yes,
I think
agree.
that they're looking
I
for a
agree.
lot
No, I
of
agree
people to
with
connect
that.
to.
I agree
Like,
with that.
I don't mind learning it, but who's really going to like help me?
Yeah. Who's going to speak my language?
Who's going to speak my language, right?
Yeah. Who's going to be patient enough with me?
Right.
I
And take their
definitely-
time
yeah.
because I think that a lot of them have experienced it or people that came in, came out. So they have a level of inconsistency, but how do you expect them to be consistent if all they experienced was inconsistency? Or if they're trying to live and all they knew how to do was survive, like somebody giving them an opportunity to like, hey, let's go on a field trip. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. That's why I think mentorship is so important. Leadership is so important. Programming is so important because if they don't have that to build the structure to actually see like the light at the end of the tunnel, then it's like, all right.
Yeah, no, I
guess
definitely agree. I could have definitely used a lot of more mentorship growing up, for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
because we all, I look at it now, I'm like, okay, God, this is what we doing. Like, I was
Right.
going to school just to go to school. I didn't really think about after school programs. I knew like journalism club, that was great. Writing for the school paper, that was great. But outside of that, I didn't really think about like mentorship or networking or any of this. But it's like, yo, the same person that struggled with it or the same person, I'm going to use you. Tap back in,
Yeah,
do that.
nah,
So
for
now I'm
sure.
realizing like, that's a big gap. It's a big gap, but it's a needed gap and necessary because when I see these young men out here that, may not know how to conduct themselves and, when they're like, who's raising the kids? But it's families that are vested. It's just that there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So because there's a lot going on, it's hard for kids to turn the volume down. Like if my environment is loud, I'm going to be loud in public because my environment is loud.
Well said. That was well said. I
Yeah,
get
literally.
that. No, I get that. That's,
If my
that's
environment
crazy,
is
yeah.
loud, I'm gonna be loud because that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
I walk in the house, it's naturally loud.
Mhm.
So if it's naturally loud in the house, I'm gonna be naturally loud in public. It's no fault or sitting there saying like, oh yeah, you guys gotta fix that. And they say, the problems start at home. I get that too.
Yeah, but if that's your norm,
But if that's your norm
Yeah.
and that's how you cope,
yep.
then you're gonna sit there and deal with all types of survival and
Yeah.
that's your adversity every single day. So, I challenge them to, turn the volume down and really try to focus on themselves. Or sometimes they're around a lot of negativity that is hard for positivity to happen because they're not accustomed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things.
Yes. You were on point, man.
Yeah.
This is so
literally.
true.
Yeah, because
This is
that's
so
what I've
true.
realized and I see too. I don't fault the kids. I think that
Yeah.
they're misunderstood and they want that conversation and they want that person to, look, the person that they're looking for somebody to look up to, but they're also looking for somebody to invest in them and give them a chance. And I think that the lack of the attention and, them doing these things, wilding out, crashing out, how the kids want to say it in this generation in their language, it's a cry for help.
Yes.
And
for
it's like,
sure.
yo, we need to pay attention, own in on it, so that way we're not like, all right, cool, you know what? We had moments where we were about to crash out, but mom and dad were there, grandma and grandpa were there, like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, we have to be the OGs to this generation.
And that's crazy.
And that's crazy
That's
because we like, yo, we
crazy.
millennials and like, how are we OGs?
We just got
to them?
here.
And we just got
We
here.
just got here, man. That's sometimes it's hard for me to grasp that I'm a part of the new adults, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're the OGs for them.
Yeah.
So it's like if we don't do our part, then I mean, how they say the generation is cooked.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
oh,
Yeah, no.
yeah, like we're cooked, but it's like, nah, we're not necessarily cooked. It's just that we have to accept the responsibility and know what it is.
Yeah.
And it may look different. You know what I'm saying? Like we may not have, like I said, if you're working with the youth, shout out to anybody that works with the youth because that's a calling.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna sit there and be like, hey, you know what? Let me make some money. Let me go with it. You have to have some patience. You have to have some tough skin. You have to really want to do it.
For sure.
That's it.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? So I think that that's important, but it looks different for everybody. You know what I mean? So that's why for me, I knew what it was like for me as a kid. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing because it's like my younger self needed something like this. So why not be that for somebody else?
That's maturity, man. That's a great way to look at that.
Yeah.
That's a
Literally.
great way to look at that. I think a lot of people get to that point, but I also believe that it takes some time because I think a lot of people try to undo that survival mode. So they take their gifts and try to put themselves in the best position instead of just paying it forward, like you're saying.
Yeah, you got to pay it
Yeah.
for it because at the same time, like, what helped you?
Right.
What molded you? Like, if you were looking at Van Gogh took his time with paint and all those joints. Like,
Great
Noah
analogy.
took his time building his ark. Rome wasn't building. Like, it takes time to get where you need to go, but you have to have the patience. If you don't have the patience, then it's not gonna work because you're so impatient. You're trying to skip other steps or other lessons that should have been taught or embedded in. You know what I mean? And it's like we gotta pay attention. Attention seems to be the new money. So what we got to pay attention to
Yeah.
is vital. It's important.
Hey, man. That was good. That's hell of a soundbite right there. That's real though.
That is-
Attention is the new currency.
Yeah,
man.
attention
That's
is the new
crazy.
currency. So we have to really be mindful of what we're paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? As we're growing and elevating. So I guess throughout all the work though, like what does self-care look like for you?
For me personally, and it's something that I'm currently learning right now, is learning how to rest. That is a struggle for me because I was a kid who was left to himself in books and creativity. And so I always just been on the go. The brain never stops. And it's affected a lot of things, affected relationships, definitely affected friendships. But now I'm 33 now and I'm learning the importance of rest, man, because you got to slow down.
Oh yeah.
You got to slow down because you miss a lot. You either miss direction from the Most High or you miss relationship, man, if you're always just moving.
Yeah.
You got to learn to sit down, man.
Yeah. I agree. No. I second that. You know what I'm saying? Because like rest is so important. When you're on the go, sometimes you gotta take a time out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, the rest stop over there. Nobody told you sit there and keep. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You feel me? And you gotta also like just know yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
taking care of your body, taking care of your mental. You know, one day if you want to walk, go ahead and walk. If you want to run, you can go ahead and run. Like, but do something that you enjoy every day. You know, like for me, I've been heavy on like journaling. I've been heavy on reading. And what I realize when I'm in those spaces, it allows me to just declutter, to be at peace, to be like, all right, bet I'm not. I ain't got a million tabs in my mind open. Like I'm a creative
Yeah.
too, so I'm
Yeah,
like, I get it,
yeah.
yo. Like so many tabs is open. It's like, nope, this one shut off.
Yep.
This one shut off. This one shut off. Don't mind me. I'm on do not disturb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm good with that. Just to kick my feet up and relax. I don't have to worry to, you know, like let me go ahead and be a hero for myself. I don't have to be a hero for other people all the time. Because when we do that, we don't pour back into ourselves. So now it's like, who waters us? We got to water ourselves. We got to pour into ourselves. If we don't pour into ourselves,
You
we're
don't
gonna
make me
be
cry,
empty.
man. You don't make me cry. Chill out.
Nah, you good. You good.
Chill out,
you good
G.
though. You good though. But I think it's because of our passions and why it's that way, right? Like it's our passions and how God has designed us. He's designed us to go above and beyond. But as long as we know what we're doing and He knows what we're doing, then we're good. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that that's important.
Dang.
You
I
good,
need to
bro.
hear that, man.
You good. You good. You good, bro. You good. You good, bro. You good. Because rest is important and enjoying the journey is important, bro. Like, don't get so caught up to the point where I gotta hit every exit. Like, and we go through all of it. I go through it too. Like, but your tank is so important. Your vision is so important. Your mission is so important because, you know, like I said, God qualified the call on your life and what you do, not them. But He sees you, He loves you, He appreciates you. I see you too, bro. And from one brother to another, we got to be able to create the spaces where people can receive their flowers and acknowledge, like, yo, that's dope. You doing something dope. You appreciate it. Because we don't say that much. We have this pride. We have this ego, this upbringing, tough exterior. Like, yeah, don't cry. Don't show your emotions. Like, no, show them. Because at the end of the day, it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And it creates the vulnerability for somebody else. So I salute you, bro. You good. You good, bro. You good, bro. You
Hey,
good.
man, I appreciate you,
You
man.
good, bro. You good. You good. You good. Because that's a superpower within itself. And I want people to understand the level of vulnerability and what people can do. I'm saying how powerful it is. Because if we're taught to survive, protect, and just show up and perform, we neglect ourselves as humans. And I never want somebody to look at us and be like, oh yeah, you know, we in performance mode. Like, I'm a human too. I got feelings, I got emotions I can express. And when some people don't understand, some people don't understand. So it do be a lot. And I be going through that too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be anxious for a lot of things. I'm like, slow down, bro.
Yeah, for
Like, what you
sure.
anxious for? I don't
Hey.
need you to be anxious. Like, relax. I got you. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You pray for this. We ain't going to renege on this, but you know what I mean? So it's just understanding that too, bro. So like I said, just keep going and, you know, stay motivated, stay grounded, bro. Like, what's the motivation that you would tell people though? Like the community, the youth, like what would you tell them?
Crazy, but trust the process, man. Trust the process. And trust in your God-given abilities, man. He gave it to you for a reason. You just got to submit it to him, but trust the process, man. Like I said earlier, my route wasn't traditional to a lot of people, but it got me to where I am today, and I would not change it, like, at all. At all.
That's fire, bro. I think, yeah. I would just say, like, there's so many letters in the alphabet. It's 26 letters in the alphabet. If it's A, it's A. If it's B, it's B. If it's C, it's C. If it's D, it's D. If it's E, it's E. If it's F, it's F. It doesn't matter what letter of the alphabet. Just know, like, just stay locked in on that one thing that you love to do, and know that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and know that you're a masterpiece. I mean, it's in His Word. It's in the Bible. You could open it and find it for yourself. Literally, you're beautifully and wonderfully made, and like God has always called us to masterpiece. So as you're trying to masterpiece, remember that you are a masterpiece. I mean, that's what I would tell people, and like, don't be discouraged. For the next, for the young generation, the youth out there, like, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to be yourself in a world where, it's instant gratification. It's people that feel like, okay, I'm not this because I was focusing on likes and views. Focus on the needs and the love, and why you do something. For me, I'm nothing without God. I'm nothing without family. I'm nothing without support system. And I realize like they keep me going. I look at them and I'm like, okay, that's my why. But people will ask you what, who, where, and when, but the why is the most important question.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can answer that and you know that, no other question matters. I mean,
Facts.
no other question matters, bro. No other question matters, bro. So, like I said, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. How can people follow you, support what you got going on from, like I said, your brand, the projects and everything you got going on? How can people support that?
All right. On what we got on Instagram, we are, I don't even remember my Instagram handle right now. Black Maverick CEO. My Instagram, also my business Instagram is Black BLK Maverick ENT. You can also go to my website, blackmaverickent.net. We have everything from vlogs to my time on stage in theater. Also, we have some children's books called Little Donnie Super Adventures. We have 2 books out now. It's a 7-book series, the first series. Actually, can you pass me that bag? Sorry.
That's cool. Got the merch with
I
it.
have one for you, my G.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Here you go.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Dang.
So
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, 2 books out.
That's all right. Okay. Lil Donnie's Super First Day.
Super
Okay.
First Day in School.
Okay.
And then we got Little Donnie Super Church Day.
Okay.
Heavy on the Lord, man. He's my creator, man. Without him, I can't do anything.
Amen. Amen.
The other ones we have in the first series is Super Spelling Bee, Super Football Game. I'm running the blank here. Well, just check the website, blackmaverickent.net. It's all right there, man.
No, that's fire. Y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and get these books, man. Pouring into the youngins. I feel like it's so important, regardless if it's kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, all the way up to high school, college, whatever. Like, make sure that you are pouring into the next generation. Like I said, like, you got stories to tell. Don't be afraid to tell the stories. Like, being an author, like, this is fire, bro. Like, this really motivated me as well, because I've been sitting back and just thinking, like, if there's more people that want to write books and be authors, like, yo, you could tell your own stories, and it's like, yo, why not, bro?
It's been fun.
And then it looks, and then it's like the stories come from us too, like people that look like us. That's even more fire and impactful, bro. So, like I said, bro, just keep going. Lil Donnie's Super First Day. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna make sure I get this or probably read this John to some youngins. I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate it, man.
I got you for sure, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. Like I said, reading is fundamental, y'all, man. It start at home. You know what I'm saying? Lil Donnie's Super First Day. Y'all make sure that y'all support the brother, man. It's definitely dope, man, as an author, as a person that is paving the way in the community. Like I said, from one brother to another, bro, I salute you. I appreciate you. God sees you. He appreciates you. He loves you. Keep doing the work that you're doing. 2026 is just starting, bro. It's going to be a phenomenal year for you. I'm looking forward to seeing, more and more books, more and more productivity, everything that you got. This is the year of collaboration, like you said, bro. And anything that I can do to definitely help to bring that awareness, I definitely will, man. And I appreciate you for, all the things that you're doing, bro. From everything, bro. Like, literally, your story, it matters. Your voice matters. Everything that you do matters, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the time.
For sure, for sure. And y'all already know, the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. You can't grind hard if you don't dream big. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we out. Yes. That's fire.
Hey, man.
Soundstripe.